My friends, welcome to exercise 89 of 203D CAD problems in FreeCAD series. Exercise 89 will be performing in Power Design Workbench. So on this one, this is pretty, it's not that complex model. We will leave that on XY plane and then adjust the axis cross at one of the corners of the rectangular area. Alright, let's take the axis cross away from our way. And my first thing is to draw, let's go ahead and change the workbench to Power Design. So create a body and then create a sketch on XY plane. On XY plane, I want to build this rectangular area which is 60 millimeter in width and 105 millimeter in length. The first thing is to actually build a pad which will be 15 millimeter thick. So pad of 15 millimeter on that sketch, and let's go ahead and change the pad name to base. On that, we want to build this circular area, this circular collar, so to speak, and that will sit 5 millimeter above this pad. So let's go ahead and build that. So it will be on XY plane as well. And then, okay, I'm gonna hide this base for a minute. So there, the center of the circular area is 44 plus 29.4 millimeter above the center and 30 millimeter on the right side of the center. And let's go ahead and apply some constraints. The outside is 35 millimeter diameter and inside is 25. Right, it's a fully constrained sketch and I want to rename that as sketch collar. So here's the base and our sketch is sitting at the bottom. Now at this moment I can do one of the two things. I can bring the sketch above, right? Or I can pull the extrusion above the base. So second thing first, so I can pull the extrusion. It was 15 millimeter, I can make it 20 and it comes up. So that's one way to do it. Or I can take this color, this is sketch, and on the Z direction I can make it 15, so that comes up, and then I can make a pad for 5 millimeter. So these are the two things. The first thing I will not do it. I will do the one, I will place the sketch on top of this face, but on this one, this 15 millimeter, I want to formula it with this base property. That 15 comes from the base height. So let's go ahead and say base, that's the one, dot, and it was, I'm going to say height. What is length? Yes, I think they call it length, 15 millimeter. So you can see on the base the length is 15 millimeter. So that's what we hooked in with the Z direction. That way if we come back to make it 20, the sketch on top will also move with the changed parameter. After that I will make a 5 millimeter pad out of it. So that's what called best practices in FreeCAD to avoid some issue, for example topological naming issue. Alright, let's move on to the next phase. This is a cubical area. So this is 44 millimeter in length and 40 millimeter in width, and I want to build that on this face as well, so in the same manner that I did this one. So what I want to do, I want to build a sketch on XY plane, right? And then draw the sketch first there. So this will be 40 millimeter in width and 44 millimeter in height, which is 10 millimeter away from the center on the right side. Okay, we got that. Now I want to rename that to sketch cube and pull that up. Nope, we want to adjust the parameter here, attachment, to make it go up. So it will be the same formula as with this one. So I'm going to go ahead and take that formula from the previous sketch. So take the formula and come back here, paste it in there. Okay, now I can make a pad of 50 millimeter. All right, now let's work on this hollow part, which I'm going to say, is it 30? So it is 40 millimeter. This is, I'm going to say 10. So 30 millimeter. Okay, so we will have to build a hollow part that goes deep inside for 30 millimeter, and we can do that from this face. Again, I don't want to map the sketch on this face. So if I select this and then draw a sketch, it will be mapping that face. We don't want to do that to avoid topological naming issue. What I want to do, I want to draw that sketch on XYZ plane and then pull it in this way. So let's go ahead and make a sketch on YZ. So there, YZ, that's the face. These XYZ, these are the local coordinates, whereas this YZ is the global coordinate from here. I know it's a little complex, but bear with me on this one. So if I change this Z direction, it will move on from its face to up and down. So let's say 20. So there is nothing on the sketch, so but the sketch is moving this way because, say, on its flat, this is Y, this is X, and this is the Z direction on the local coordinate. So what I want to do is I want to bring it up all the way to here, which is, so remember, if you remember, this is 40 and this is 10, so we'll have to make it 50, right? And that's where the sketch lies. But as I said a minute ago, I don't want to put a solid number in there. I want to make it a formula. And to make a formula, this 50 actually is part of two numbers. So this is 40 plus 10. So 40 is the length of this body and 10 is the length offset. So we can make it simpler by going to the previous sketch and actually define this distance, this 50, as one parameter. So let's take these 2 points, make a dimension. Now that would put it as a redundant constraint. So let's go ahead and make it a reference and name it, I'm going to say, name something, say, reference for cube. Okay. So we got that as a one parameter. So this 50 millimeter is actually a reference. It has a different color on it. Now I can come here, I can make a formula. So you're pulling that from this specific sketch cube. So let's go ahead and say sketch cube dot, and then I say constraint because it's one of the constraint, and then I say reference for cube. So that way it's in there now. Okay, let's start building the model. On this face, I want to build a rectangular area in the middle and a 15 millimeter radius hole in the middle. So easy way to do it, like pull in a couple of geometries from there and then draw a rectangle in the middle and place this along this line. Okay, so it was 44, so it should be, this is 10, so we have 34 that is left, so it would be 34 divided by 2. So that puts it in the middle. And then there is another circle in the middle, which is radius 15, right? And this center would be halfway through this 50, so that's 25, and this would be halfway on this side, which would be 44 divided by 2. Now these two will have to trim some things away. So let's go ahead and trim this line, this line, this, and that. Okay, so this, the vertical plane went away, so let's go ahead and take care of that. I don't see a vertical constraint in here too, so that one, I wish they retained these two vertical and also place them in the same vertical plane. I really wish after this trimming this constraint would be there, something for FreeCAD to work with later on in the next update maybe. But anyway, so we have our hollow part and we can push it down. So we decided that to be 30, so let's make a pocket for 30 there. Very simple, and that is our object. I hope you liked this process. Thank you for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one.